Hello, my name is Miss Kearns, and for the last 8 years, I've had the most fun job of teaching STEM every day to kindergarten through 5th grade students. It was the best job in the whole world. I hope some of you have seen the earlier 2 episodes with Miss Walker. Her first one, First in Flight, and her second one is so fun. It's about the Rube Goldberg machines or mousetraps. And we're going to tie that in a little bit today, actually, with the mousetrap in our challenge. She's also been talking a great deal about the theory behind STEM. And one of the basics of it is using the engineering design plan. And Ms. Walker's talked quite a bit about all of the different ways to do this. We start with imagine. What do you think something will look like? How do you want it to end up? And then we have to plan, and then we create it, which is fun. And then we improve it and we launch it. And nobody goes into building something without a plan. It's just not possible. But you also have to have some ideas of where it's going to be, what you're building. If I'm going to build a 2-story house, I need room for that 2-story house, right? So we need to look at how our plan is going to work out in our environment. Well, this is my traveling STEM workshop because, like you, I've been sheltered in place at home, and we certainly miss you guys, and we hope that you're enjoying these little bits of excitement that we are trying to bring to you. So STEM is based on a challenge, typically. So our challenge today to you is we are going to build a marble run. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to design and build a marble run. Well, what is a marble run? Well, I want you to think about a water slide for a marble, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, using ordinary materials that you have at your home right now, we're going to have a place for a marble to make kind of a slide all the way down. All right? So here are the materials we're going to be using today. And hopefully you have these at your house. We need paper plates, paper towel rolls, and toilet paper rolls. Now remember, we have a shortage, so don't use the full ones. Wait until they're empty to use them, okay? And then we're going to also use tape, scissors, and a marble, right? If you don't have a marble, maybe you can find a smooth round stone outside or a pebble. Maybe look at an old game that you have. You might find a marble in one of those or anything like that. Just kind of look around to help find a marble, all right? So I hope you're imagining a marble run right now, what you think it might look like, even if you've never seen one before, right? So every build has limitations and constraints. So our constraints right now are, it must be at least 10 inches off the table or the floor, all right? It must have at least one curve. If you like curves and you want to add another one, please do. But the marble has to go all the way around in one smooth run. It can't fall off. All right, so those are the constraints for our build today. Our materials should be things that you can find around the house. I've got some right here. Here's my paper plates. You can use any size. You've got big ones, small ones, medium-sized ones. One of the things you want to use, though, are the ones that have a groove, because that's going to be our track. All right, so here's how I started out. I started out with just a paper towel roll because I know I measured it and it's more than 10 inches off the table, right? So all I did was put some tent poles right here with some tape, and I taped it down so it's not going anywhere. You're going to need to tape this down because if you don't, it's not going to stay up. Now, this does not say tape run. This says marble run. So don't use too much tape, all right? So here's just the easy way to get your track. If you take your paper plate, make a cut, and then just cut out the center. And actually the center you might find use for later. You might use it as part of your run, maybe a spiral. There's all kinds of things you might be able to do. You could also decorate it and hang it up in your room. We don't waste things. If not, we want to put it in the recycle bin. So I've made my first track. Now that looks like the marble's going to have trouble staying on there, right? Well, one of the things that might be easier is if you kind of crunch it up a little bit to get a better track for your marble. get started, before we go any further, let's talk a little bit about science and how this is going to work. Now, if my track goes up, am I going to be able to get the marble to flow down? Well, you are not using any forces today. You're only using forces that we find in the world. So there's two major forces we're going to be working with today. So I want to hear you. Can you yell out any of them? The one is a big one. A little louder. Okay, I think I heard somebody say gravity. Definitely. Gravity is so important when you're doing anything like this. If you have ever been on a slide, you always climb up to go down, right? You can't go down to up. We need more force for that. So in our case, we're going to use this. Now what I've just done is made kind of a lip where I can connect my track to it, all right? You can do it any way you would like. If you figure out, most of the time you guys are much smarter than I am, so you figure out more than I do. All right, and the other one, I didn't hear it, but I want to hear it. What happens when you rub your hands together or your feet? Yeah, that's it, friction. Friction is going to be a problem on this, especially with tape. Now remember I said it's not a tape run. Too much tape will provide too much friction, and that will slow down your marble, and when it's slower, it's typically going to fly off. So you want to make sure that you are watching out for that. Make sure that you have as smooth a marble run as you can. So I'm going to start mine just by using my lip here. And that is also going to give me a curve. I've already seen that I've got to get some more slope or my marble is not going to work. Now too much slope and my marble is going to have too much speed, right? We don't want it to have too much speed. But I need to have some angles on here because I don't think this is going to stay. So one of the things you can do is you can use some of your others to prop it up. Or you can use toys, you can use canned goods to get it so that your marble will run smoothly. All right, so your marble needs to run smoothly all around, stay on the track. So you have to find just the right amount of speed and acceleration so that it doesn't go flying off the side, okay? We also have a little bit of inertia going on here. If you remember Newton's first law, right? An object in motion will stay in motion unless a force acts upon it, or it will stay at rest unless a force acts upon it. So make sure that you're keeping your friction down for that one. Okay, so this is just the beginning of mine. I didn't want to do it, and I want to see yours. Here's another way that we can do it. If you can see over here on the wall, I've tried to make one on the wall. Now it's definitely 10 inches over the floor, right? We start here, and now I've put a little cup here because my marble has already gone flying a couple of times. But let's try it. I think I'm going to have some problems here. I can already see that. But let's give it a try and see how it works. Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm going to have to modify and improve my design because it went flying off, right? And I think I want it to be longer as well. So you can do it on the wall. You can also use a box if you want to try it in there. You can try it kind of like the Rube Goldberg machine that Miss Walker showed you last week as well. So these are all your ideas. So I want to see what you guys can build. If you can, when you're finished, you can take a picture or a video, and if you go to the Cumberland County Schools Facebook page, you can post those videos and pictures underneath this video, should be on there. So we can all see what you've come up with. I can't wait to see your designs. Our next installment, we are going to be looking at using paper towel rolls and toilet paper tissue rolls in some other fun ways, and using different force and motions to make them move. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I cannot wait to see what you've come up with. So thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll be seeing your great designs soon. Thank you.